Coming up, a controversial bill was proposed by ASOSU and denied. We have the details. U of O students leave a Shasta campsite in shambles. Also, it's Greek Week, and we have all the highlights. All that and more coming up on the Beaver News. Hello and welcome to the Beaver News. I'm Kiana Hatch.
And I'm Marvin Lewis. We're glad you could join us this evening for our last show of the year.
Wednesday night, the ASOSU House of Representatives rejected a controversial bill that would place SIFC directly under the legislative branch. Beaver News reporter Cassidy Wood was there to cover the decision. Cassidy?
That's right. Joint Bill 723 proposed that the Student and Incidental Fees Committee, or SIFC, be placed out of the executive branch and into the legislative branch. Now it is Oregon law that student fees be absorbed by student government, but ASOSU has struggled with where SIFC should be absorbed. Supporters of the bill say it was a way to eliminate conflict of interest in the executive branch, but some openly oppose the bill. Many claim the process was too rushed and that SIFC members didn't know about the bill until late in the process. Speaker of the House, Michael Moore, read a letter submitted by a student explaining why the bill should not be voted in.
Why, with only a few weeks left in the year, do you feel now the need to sully our great university? Joint Bill 723 appears to undermine the independence of the Oregon State University students as a whole. This bill is a clear overstepping of ASOSU's power in order to benefit themselves financially. And a year with so much controversy surrounding ASOSU, why add more?
A gallery of 25 OSU students stood in the back in opposition of the bill and erupted in applause after it was voted down.
There are better solutions. Thank you.
There was other bills that passed during Wednesday's House meeting, including a bill to decrease ASOSU staff pay and to move ASOSU elections to winter term instead of spring term. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Cassidy. Last Friday, a man told Corvallis deputy that he accidentally shot himself in the ankle with an AK-47 while camping on Mary's Peak with his fraternity. He was driven to Good Samaritan Regional Medical Center. It was reported that no charges were filed.
University of Oregon and UO fraternity are now responding to the flood of photos online showing Lake Shasta Island completely trashed. The U.S. Forest Services estimate that over 1,000 students came on houseboats to Slaughterhouse Island over the weekend and didn't bother to clean up. Garbage, tents, clothes, alcohol, and other items were left abandoned and scattered around the area, many with University of Oregon emblems and the Greek letters Lambda Chi Alpha. Now the fraternity is responding, making the statement in part, quote, "Though it is not known who all was involved at this time, we find this situation to be absolutely unacceptable. On behalf of any of our members involved, the UO Omicron Zeta chapter would like to extend our deepest apologies for any destruction of Lake Shasta Resort and the surrounding environment," end quote. The University of Oregon is now actively investigating the situation and will take necessary action.
According to Corvallis Police, 54-year-old Tim Keeley has been charged with criminal mischief, trespassing, and disorderly conduct after defecating on the floor of Safeway on 3rd Street, and then later walking into a stranger's unlocked home and defecated on their couch on Monday night. Keeley was taken into custody at the house where he was reportedly intoxicated and naked. Lieutenant Cord Wood of Corvallis Police advises that you lock your doors at all times. When we return, see the highlights from Malaysian Cultural Night. Also, find out about the Black Cultural Center's Juneteenth celebration. All that after the break.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
Look at you. You're at the top of your game. At work or at play, you're unstoppable. Nothing can throw you off track. Oh, hey, she's cute. Nice going, man. Things are going great for you. You've earned a night out. Good drinks, good friends. Yeah, we can go ahead and call this a good night. Wait, is that your car? Uh-oh. Not smart. Yeah, I saw that coming. Say goodbye to her. Ouch, that'll hurt your bank account. You're looking at around 10 grand in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. I hope you like eating frozen dinners. Alone. Let's try this again. Smart move. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Welcome to KBVR FM, your college station.
Karaman Rawi is graduating with a double major in business information systems and entrepreneurship with a big goal in mind.
As a little girl, I was always inspired by space, and I read books about galaxies and planets. And there's one word the four-letter word that just engraved in my mind was NASA.
After taking an astronomy class freshman year, it has re-sparked her interest in becoming a space entrepreneur. With the help of the Oregon State Space Grant and encouragement from her freshman year astronomy teacher, Karaman realized her dream job at NASA could be a reality. Over the next 4 years, she focused on proving her worthiness to NASA. Her internship position is in business data analytics, where she'll be handling large data systems. She'll be flying out to Mississippi just 1 week after commencement to work at the NASA Stennis Space Center for the next 10 weeks.
So I'm working with my mentor side by side, and I'm working on this big, huge project. So as a student, this is a pretty amazing experience to handle big tasks that a big national, company or even an organization say, hey, here you go, here's a big project, give it to a student.
Kopitiam, which directly translates to coffee shop, is a place where Malaysians gather not just to eat, but to mingle and share culture with one another. For more on this, here's Cheyenne Lever in the newsroom.
Thanks, Marvin. The Malaysian Student Association chose Kopitiam for this year's theme because food not only plays such an important role in the Malaysian culture, but also in bringing the people of all backgrounds together. Let's take a look. The second annual Malaysian Culture Night received a full house last Friday and performed an array of cultural dances and skits.
It actually started last year. Our association is pretty new, it's like 3 years old. So last year we really wanted to showcase our culture and do something bigger than just like regular small meetings and game sessions. So we tried something a little different last year. It was a little bit hectic. So this year we wanted to do something a little more structured, and it just became something that we wanted to make annually so we could showcase our culture more.
As guests gathered for intermission, they were served Malaysian-style chicken curry, stir-fried mixed vegetables, pandan rice, along with other Malaysian food, and later returned to more performances.
My favorite part was where the two animals danced and then they went to the audience, so they walked around. And my other favorite part was the food. It was great. Me as a foreign student, it's important that the university gives room to all of the cultures within the campus, so all of us have the opportunity to show our culture and to show a little part from which we are coming from.
Some of the performances included dances and a skit showing a journey through Malaysia. They also included a breakdown of the many cultural foods that can be found there.
How am I decide to get involved in this? Because I'm a Malaysian, so I need to get in part to be a part of this. Because I need to promote to all people that this is my country. So I should let all the people know about my country. I love to perform, so it's important to preserve your identity because it's for your identity. So, and of course, if you don't stand for your identity, people don't know about your identity.
This has been Cheyenne Lever with the Beaver News. To find more information about the Malaysian Student Association, go to the link below and visit their Facebook page. Back to you, Marvin and Kiana.
Thanks, Cheyenne. Wednesday, the Black Cultural Center held a Juneteenth celebration in the MU Quad. Juneteenth is the oldest nationally celebrated commemoration of the ending of slavery in the United States. The event opened with the singing of the African American national anthem. Guests were able to enjoy music, food, and fun activities along with special guest speakers. The speakers told the history of Juneteenth and recited poems in honor of African American independence.
Coming up after the break, we sit down with news station manager of KBVR TV, Luke Van Humison. We'll be right back.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
Welcome to KBVR FM, your college station.
Welcome back. We are here with the new station manager of KBVR TV, Luke Van Humison. Luke, how are you today?
I'm doing pretty good, Kiana. It's nice to be here.
Yeah, we're glad to have you. So can you tell us how you got involved with KBVR TV?
Well, I'm in the DCA major, so I originally got involved in the practicum program to get a little bit of credit, which is required for the major when I started. Once I got here, I was originally planning on doing KBVR FM, but as I walked into the studio for the first time, I just immediately fell in love with it, and I've been doing TV ever since.
What specific shows have you worked on here at KBVR?
Well, I originally started on Split Screen, which is our gaming show, and that's kind of like my home turf. They were really welcoming to me, and they let me host like pretty much as soon as I started out, which was really exciting, and I've always loved video games, so it was a great opportunity for me. Other than that, I've worked on Locals Live, our live music show, and that was a lot of fun too because I love music, and seeing live bands every week was just an amazing experience.
What's some of your favorite music? Do you like?
My favorite, I like all of it. I mean, I have some pretty diverse tastes here.
What? So why station manager? What made you want to join? I know obviously we talked about what made you want to join, but what made you want to take that next step and become the station manager? I
just hate having free time, you know. No, I was approached about the job by Tyler Chilcote, the producer of Split Screen. I actually had, for a really long time, had this idea that once Tyler had graduated, I could become the new producer of Split Screen. But then it turned out that he was actually the same year as me, so we were going to be graduating at the same time. So I decided to settle for being his boss.
Nice. So you were lucky enough to be able to produce Damn Jam this past week when T-Pain was
that
here.
was a ton of fun.
How was that experience? How did that go for you?
I mean, other than someone jumping into the bushes and destroying our feed to the projectors, it was a really fun experience. We got to work with a lot of really great people, such as yourself and the director of Beaver News, Hannah. And you know, it was just really cool to see all those moving parts coming together. The beginning of the setup, which went so smoothly, which is pretty unorthodox in a TV broadcast, you know. And I guess something had to go wrong. So.
Well, what would you say is one of your highlights? I mean, I know you're still kind of fresh to this, but what would you say that you can look back on and say, wow, that was awesome?
I would say the Split Screen tournament. The Super Smash Bros. Tournament was a huge success. We got such a positive feedback from the community about that. And it was just a ton of fun to put on, and everyone in OMN got involved in some way and showed up, and we're looking around, and Steven Sandberg was absolutely freaking out, which was just awesome to see.
So what's next? There's obviously going to be some changes to Orange Media Network. How can you leave your fingerprint on Orange Media Network? What is your plans for the future? Just some main plans that you have.
Well, for starters, we're going to be getting a book together of different ways to run TV shows that will be a big aid to a lot of our producers. We're also adding a couple of new shows that are still in the works. Not gonna start naming details right now because they're not entirely fleshed out. But we should have at least a couple of new shows for everyone to watch at home.
Nice.
Awesome.
That's awesome
That
to
sounds
look forward
great.
to. Yeah. Well, thank you, Luke. I
no
appreciate
problem.
you coming on here today and giving us your knowledge about this stuff. So thank you. When we return, we tell you about Greek Week. Also, we'll give you the weekend weather forecast. All that and more coming up.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
Welcome to KBVR FM, your college station.
Oregon State's Greek Week started last night with the annual Greek Awards ceremony. The keynote speaker of the night was Jessica Ekstrom, founder of Headbands of Hope and the Hope Market. The organization aims to boost the spirits of pediatric cancer patients. Awards were given out from different associations with OSU and from the greater Corvallis community. The IFC Kerr Cup Award went to Sigma Phi Epsilon, and the Panhellenic Council Vanderpool Award went to Kappa Delta, both for their philanthropic efforts throughout this year. Events are continuing until tomorrow. Going on right now in the SEC Plaza is the All Greek Barbecue. Tomorrow will be the day of service to benefit Jackson Street Youth Services.
Last Friday, the Engineering Expo showcased the research engineering students have been working on. From small gadgets to rockets and race cars, the Engineer Expo featured student research projects and innovations of all shapes and sizes. Some of the more notable inventions included solar-powered graduation caps, toy cars, and water filters. Several K-12 schools on field trips, as well as recruiters representing tech companies, attended the event. Presenters had the opportunity to network with these recruiters for future employment opportunities.
And now for your weekend weather forecast. It's been a bit of a gloomy week as we take a look at our roof cam here. Things are starting to clear up a little bit, and that should continue throughout the weekend, as tomorrow is going to be partly cloudy with a high of 66 and a low of 45. As we look at Saturday, it should be pretty warm with a high of 72 and a low of 48. Sunday, the clouds are coming back, but there's a high of 72 then as well. So there's what you can expect for the weekend weather forecast.
The Oregon State softball team saw its season come to a heartbreaking end this past week as they fell to Jacksonville State 5-4 in 14 innings. The Lady Beavs held the Gamecocks to just one earned run throughout the game, but it wasn't enough to hold them off. This was the longest softball game for Oregon State since 1998, where they went to 13 innings against Stanford. OSU finished the season with an overall record of 30-20-1.
It's hard to believe, but another school year is almost gone. It's no question that spring term is everybody's favorite. So we sent Pauly Lisacek out to the quad to ask what the highlights were for Beaver Nation this year.
Hey, favorite part of spring term, tell me about it.
Yo, it was just last week. It was Damn Jam. I freaking love T-Pain. I hope he's coming back for next year. Maybe not, I don't know, but that was like the highlight, which I totally loved.
Sand volleyball is always a lot of fun, going to the river, just hanging out with friends, doing fun things.
So you made friends this year?
Yes, I made some friends this year, surprisingly.
I can't remember a lot of spring term. It's been a long term school-wise.
School, yeah. Best part of spring term? I think just going to the Downward Dog and hanging out with friends, maybe getting a drink as of today because it's my 21st.
So far, just the weather. Yeah, and probably all the camaraderie with my classmates.
Term, I think getting out and enjoying the Oregon State vibe. I like going on drives and stuff like that.
My favorite part of spring term is definitely just walking to class when it's sunny outside.
Definitely spending Mom's weekend on that rafting trip with my good friends Chris O'Brien and Alyssa Betchard.
Favorite part of spring term? What was it for you, Dale?
Oh my gosh, definitely Dam Jam!
Yeah, it was a boat full of 6 and we got to go down some rapids, tackle some people out of the boat. It was a great time.
Didn't know it was an aggressive sport. Did you wear a helmet?
No helmet needed.
So do you go on hikes? Do you go to the beach? Where do you like to drive?
I mean, I usually don't go to a certain destination. I just kind of go and explore and, wherever I find a road that goes.
Yes, my guy.
I don't have any highlights. Yeah, it's just kind of boring here in Cowtown.
Discrete mathematics. I don't like that class, and it wasn't fun.
And that was the highlight. Is that how bad your life is?
Awful.
Oh, good.
Graduating, moving on in the world, yeah.
Aren't you excited about that?
I'm very excited.
Okay, good. I mean, you're smiling, so.
I always smile.
I don't think I could ever be on TV,
I mean, you're doing it right now, so.
Situation right here.
Yeah, well, it's happening.
This is an interesting
It's here.
conversation.
It is present.
Yeah.
Beaver Nation waits anxiously for spring term, and this year the sunshine didn't disappoint. We would like to thank you guys so much for joining us on this wild ride of Questions in the Quad. On behalf of Mr. EJ Albaugh and I, this has been Polly Lisacek with Beaver News.
Can't believe another year is already over. Almost. A couple more weeks. It's crazy, isn't it?
I know. I'm actually kind of sad that term's coming to an end.
I know.
mean, we're both graduating.
Yeah.
So.
Do you have any highlights from this term that you can think of right now?
I mean, definitely doing Beaver News for the past couple years. That's been my highlight of college.
Me too. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard to leave. I can't believe this is our last show that we're gonna be doing.
I know. I'm gonna miss it.
Yeah, and I want to give a big thank you to everybody in the control room. People don't understand how much preparation goes into this and how much work that all the people behind the scenes do. So, everybody in the control room, thank you for all the work that you've done this year. And if you were here with us last year, I really appreciate that too. And Kiana for anchoring with us for the last 2 years. I appreciate it.
Well, thank you.
Yes.
Well, for the last time with Beaver News, I'm Kiana Hatch.
And I'm Marvin Lewis. Thank you for watching.
And for more Beaver News, make sure to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and watch us on YouTube. Have a good night.